were some of the things that you went through with the department internally so people can kind of
Mhm.
understand the process when there's an officer involved shooting for that officer?
Yeah, I'm not saying this is all right. Again, small town department, they don't have too many shootings, right? Versus Mesa, we got into shootings all the time. Um, yeah, I get, that scene. We didn't have an investigation unit or anything like that. So actually the Michigan State Police came out they were going to be the investigating agency. So, obviously they come out, union rep comes out on scene. I sit with them a little bit, um, give, I guess, kind of what they call a public safety statement, just real basic facts, not going into extreme detail. And then this was kind of different, which again, small town. The sheriff actually came and picked me up, and he's the one that took me back to the department.
Hmm.
And that was just odd because you could tell, again, looking back now after I've had this whole career, like he was obviously very nervous. This was, oh shit, my little old county department. We get into a shooting. What's this going to be? This is someone that's local in the community. Just a lot of feelings, not knowing how to handle it. And then I had to go back to the department. You get photos taken and what you were wearing. Obviously, they take your firearm, and then get issued a new firearm, and then just kind of go. We had a union lawyer came out. We talked to them, talk about what my statement's going to look like. Am I going to give a statement? And then the process just starts, man. A lot of it, um, again, it's shit they don't prepare you for in the academy. I was cleared, I think, within 72 hours criminally. The county, prosecutor was like, yep, reviewed the facts as he had them from the state police so far and cleared me. And I was back to work after doing the whole fit for duty check in with a
Right.
psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Which is, if people don't know, yeah, I mean, I am not a fan of that term fit for duty because I think it has a negative tone to it for the individual officer. Because on that night, even though it was a real shitty situation, I was well within my legal authority to do what I had to do, and I would do it again today. And even though it's really shitty that this individual died, probably for the mere fact he had no idea who I was, because he was out of his mind on drugs and didn't put his, hearing aid and glasses on. And then, yeah, go up and do the whole thing. Are you drinking too much? Nope. I'm drinking no more than I used to. I'm sleeping just fine. Yes, I'm ready to go back to work. Check, check, check. Send the paperwork, and I'm back to work. So
Damn.
just a weird. It's never easy. In fact, we can get in this too later or now or whatever. But even with Mesa, the unfortunate thing is sometimes departments still get it wrong in our shootings. Like just the things that are said, the way things are worded in the media, whether a chief says something wrong or whoever it is, or someone says something to that individual officer, those are the things they never forget, right? And so, doing what I do now, I've been working with my old department a little bit. And again, we get into Mesa PD and the Phoenix Valley, they get into officer involved shootings all the time. So it's not their first rodeo.
Yeah.
Still just making these blunders, or a supervisor making a blunder, saying something they shouldn't have said, or questioning tactics, 30 minutes after the trigger was pulled, things like that, that just aren't acceptable in our profession, but unfortunately gets done. So it's
Yeah.
it's a weird situation.
There's not, the point that you triggered in my head, no pun intended, is there isn't there's a lot of training on how to deal with your demons. There's
Mhm.
all these things that are out now, primarily because of the 20-year war we had with Iraq and Afghanistan, like
Yeah.
legitimately there's a lot of cool PTSD treatment and training that is coming to light within the last 5 years. I would say there's
Mhm.
been some
Yeah.
really good breakthroughs, but nobody teaches the supervisors. I'm a
Mhm.
sergeant now. I'm a baby sergeant, and nobody's given me a course on how to deal with a shooting. Nobody's get
Right.
told. It's I've learned it through the culture of policing, things I've seen happen and get passed down. I know now, like, to tell my troops, shut your mouth. Nobody ask them
Yep.
any questions. Call
Right.
the union rep. Like,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the basics of it. Don't take their gun from them right away. Wait until
Mhm.
they have
Yeah.
one ready to issue them.
Right.
All of these things, because it's the little It's the little, gestures and questions that during a traumatic event can amplify things, unmeasurably down the road. Like you
Mm,
said, questioning tactics 30 minutes
right,
after a shooting. Like,
right.
it like, that is going he may everything else that people said to him may be just fine and not stick,
Yep.
but I guarantee that's gonna be one that sticks.
Oh,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
I'm gonna remember
Yep,
Gribble's fucking name for the rest of my life if after
yep,
30
for
minutes
sure.
of a shooting, he was questioning what I did.
Yeah, and even I was talking to some of my, my friends that's still at Mace PD recently, and again, we're just kind of having this bullshit situation or conversation, talking about how we can change this, and they're like, "Man, just no one knows what to expect." So I said, how come in our academy? So Mesa PD has their own academy, right? So all those recruits are coming. They're going to be Mesa PD officers. Why don't you guys we do scenarios for fucking everything else? Why not have scenario training where you blow it up into an actual officer involved shooting where homicide comes out, IA comes out, the walkthroughs, our union attorney,